Hello, my friends. Welcome to Learning Hub DPDP program with AUI. We got amazing people here today. I got my wonderful co-host and friend, Zoe.
Hi, Theo. What do you mean wonderful?
Sometimes. Okay.
Alright, everyone, good day. As usual, we got some special guests from American University of Yangon, AUI as well. Hi, guys. Good day. Please introduce yourself.
Please.
Hi everyone, my name's June. I was a student from AUI and I am currently working for AUI.
Okay, very welcome to MIR. How about you?
Hello everyone, my name is Venny and I'm a education specialist and I'm representing AUI today.
Yes, we're so happy you guys are here today. Yes.
So Zoe, what are we talking about today?
Today, yes, it's really interesting. I got a really interesting topic to talk about.
Sure.
Today we are going to be talking about like self-care and mental well-being, particularly how the two goes hand in hand together. Yes.
Self-care is very important these days.
Of course.
Especially with the world that's always like fast-moving, like fast-paced. So we have to slow down somehow. So you guys, in your opinion, why is self-care so important?
Do you want to go first? Self-care, it's such a big topic.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
and yeah, we talk about it more nowadays than I think
Than ever?
any
Yeah.
other generation before us. It is important because we really do have to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
But beyond taking care of ourselves, I think we are social beings, and
Yes.
we need to be
Definitely.
to be good to others who are around us, but we cannot be good to others if we're not first good to ourselves.
Yeah.
And so I think in that sense it's really important.
We have to
But
treat
it's not
ourselves.
Yes.
right, but
So
I don't
well.
I don't see self-care as just for ourselves really.
Yes.
But that's where it starts. If we care for ourselves, then we're able to care for others in our
Others.
communities as well.
I definitely agree with that.
Yes.
What about you?
I believe self-care is important
It's really important.
because we cannot love each other if we don't love ourselves first.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, like people nowadays are like seeking new ways to relax their minds, such as escaping from the busy society.
Yeah.
And like some individuals used to go to sports like Thea. She used to a lot. And while others used to sing karaoke. And the younger generation, I think nowadays, like loves to go to the bars and nightclubs and dance away all night long to get out all the mess. So I just wonder, how has the self-care routine changed over time? And what were some of the self-care routines that were popular back in your day, Bennett?
Oh, popular back in my day. Well, yeah, I think I'm older than you guys, and so people didn't talk as much about self-care as people talk about now, and I've lived in a few different countries.
Yes.
And when I say people didn't talk, I think I talk for all those places where I've lived, and in the past less than 10 years or so, I think the field of psychology and self-care has grown so much.
Yes.
Now you see reels on TikTok and
Yes.
Instagram, and there are good messages about positivity and taking care of yourself everywhere.
Yes.
And so it's way more different than when I was maybe your age, or definitely younger.
I love how you use TikTok. How you casually just slip that in a conversation.
Yeah, because it is a part of our lives,
It
and it's influencing people worldwide.
Yes.
Influencing the more of the younger generation.
Generation.
And speaking of younger generation, June, what about your friends, your people, students your age, friends your age? What about their self-care routine? What's popular these days?
Like among your friends.
Yeah, among your friends.
Yes. I've seen my friends go out a lot.
Okay.
Yes. For instance, let's say someone breaks up with a girlfriend and now they want to go out and drink and party.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very usual. I think that's
Very
very
usual.
common.
It's very usual,
But for me,
yeah.
it's not. I like to spend time alone. That's self-care for me. I need to realize what is happening with me first.
Yes.
Definitely. So agree with that. So I highly encourage people to approach self-care routines with realistic expectations. We're going to pick that up in just a bit. But reminder, you are tuned into Learning Hub DPDP.
Some people think like that self-care is a luxury thing. Like, while others believe that they don't have time on it. Like, I just want people to know we don't need a lot of money to take care of ourselves, right? How do you think?
Terms of
Any
self-care.
opinion on that?
So this is actually very interesting
Yes.
because we are here in the land of Buddhism, and a lot of what I have learned in my life about self-care is actually the philosophy of Buddhism. Practices such as meditation. Meditation is actually kind of besides other ways of taking care of yourself. In the West, meditation is being promoted as a number one method to take care of yourself, to sit down, be with yourself, breathing exercise, use the breathing exercises. So yeah, that's really, I think, a lot of psychologists are prescribing to their patients, and it's become very popular in the West.
And we need no money to meditate,
And
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can meditate anywhere as long as it's quiet. What about you, June?
Yes, I agree with meditation, but it's very, very hard.
It is hard.
Yes, I've tried it. I've tried multiple times, and I succeeded like twice.
I mean, twice
Okay.
is still a number, you know?
Yes.
So for different people, I think it depends how they care and how they tend to themselves. But we are humans, so we need something to hold on
Oh,
to.
definitely.
But so the important thing is it doesn't have to be very luxurious, like you said,
Yes.
and it doesn't have to be very pretentious.
Yes.
But it is very crucial that it shouldn't be something exhausting, like it's gonna exhaust you in long term.
Yes.
Like going out partying, it's fine to
Certain degree.
to a certain degree, but I don't think it's gonna work long term.
Yeah, I agree with
Going
that.
out and partying, if I may, is
Sure,
also a
sure.
form of escapism. So if
Oh,
people
yes.
are actually going
Yes.
through emotional and
Yes.
psychological difficulties,
Yes.
they tend to want to forget about that, and they go out and party. Not always, obviously, but
Yes.
it can be
Yeah.
a form of escapism.
Just to kind of numb everything, almost. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, everyone is talking about it seriously. Okay, right now let's turn our attention to how mental well-being plays a vital role in all of this, right?
Yeah. So for me personally, I suffer from anxiety, and depression and anxiety is still a very, I would say, it is a topic that has stigma around it. Some people still believe that depression and anxiety are not real, even though it's been proven in respective fields.
Some people
In the
think like it's like over dramatic or something.
Yeah,
yes.
they don't take it seriously. So that still annoys me, even though there's so much proof and evidence that they are real. They're real medical conditions. But I think the younger generation has been more accepting of that fact that depression is real, anxiety is real. We should take care of ourselves. So, June, you're from the younger generation.
Yeah,
right?
it's true. It's true. Maybe it's because of culture difference
Yeah,
here.
as well.
Mental health issues are not widely spoken of, and I have a friend and who has ADHD since he was young. So ADHD is very common in children, younger children. So like his parents tried their best to regulate it, but then they call him a you. Oh no, like that. Yes.
What does that mean?
You're a fool. You're crazy.
Crazy, like
Yes.
something.
since he was, they were just teasing, but I don't think it's a good word because he was like 7-8 years old. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
gosh.
Yes.
I hope he's not watching.
I think I'm glad that people are more aware, and they have tools to identify what is it that bothers them, what are some of the issues, whereas people before didn't have these tools.
Yeah, self-aware is like the first step to noticing all of these that follows. I agree with that.
And I'm sorry, to just for in education, and that's also very important from early education, because kids tend to show different characteristics, and if we're not able to identify things like ADD, then we will call them names, lazy or unintelligent, maybe, which that is often not the case. But if we have this understanding, then we're able to support them, to help them with their different learning abilities.
Yes.
It's a heavy topic, you guys. But it's one of those topics where it needs to be said. It needs to be discussed. Yeah, so my question is, why should people be reminded that self-care should be put first? Like, like when especially when you're struggling, like people here, like you guys said before, like before all of the break that we took, people are not open about their struggles. They're kind of scared almost to ask for help. So why should self-care be put first, and why should people ask for help when they need it? What do you guys think?
Oh, I believe it all starts within us. That's why self-care is important. That's why we need to know ourselves first before we want to know other people. Let's say let's say I'm in a relationship, okay, and I have this boyfriend. I want to know about him, and I want to be happy with him. But if I don't know how to be happy with myself first, how am I going to be happy with other people? That's a different person right now. Different people, different personality, and different backgrounds.
Yes.
So it is important for me, and I think it's for anybody to have a sense of self, and sometimes
like
for other people, kind of independence and kind of prioritizing yourself first, so that you recognize what is happening with you, like your emotional well-being, and we can move on from there. Yes.
Yeah, so I think the reason why people don't really practice self-care, or they don't think about it, it's because we are social beings.
Yes.
And so we are, people become parents, and then they have to take care of their children. And so they don't think so much about themselves, they think about the children. And then they raise their children in that way, so that the children then have to respond or to take care in a way of parents' expectations. So that's sort of the beginning of, I think, this codependence and not thinking so much about ourselves. And then maybe in more collectivistic societies where people live together with more people, then this responsibility towards others is even stronger, to make others happy, to make sure mom, dad, and sister and brother are well, becomes sort of the responsibility, and people don't think so much then about the self. Whereas in more individualistic societies, I think this is what they have figured this out earlier, and that's why then they moved away from more traditional forms of coexistence, and so they started thinking more about the self. And so how to remind them? I think it's through establishing different social systems that cater more to an individual rather than only the collective needs. So may that be in early childhood education, higher education, in family units, in workplaces, to establish these mindsets, these systems that sees people as individuals, and that gives them space and tools to for them to self-reflect.
It's interesting when you said individualistic society and collective. You said collectiveness society.
You know, being with other
Yes.
people is also important. It's very
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
So finding
so-
the right balance is very important.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yes, it is. I agree. Because naturally we are social animals.
beings.
Yes. Social animals, and we are supposed to be in groups
Yeah.
to help each other.
What about you, Zway? You've been quiet. What's your self-care routine?
Like putting self-care first, like I agree with you, it's really important. Sometimes I even forget to take care of myself, you know, well. But you know what, lately ignoring self-care too much can lead to like a negative energy, making it easy to be mad and angry and like dissatisfied. And it also makes one less entity to the environment and others' feelings, right?
It affects others.
Yes, because they neglect their own self-care and their own feelings. That's why everyone should be like reminded to prioritize self-care. I think so.
All right. So we're gonna be right back. So everybody has their favorite self-care routines.
Yes.
Mine is going to the spa. I write poems and I sing.
And you
what-
go to spas and
I
massage.
just said that. You don't need to call me out on it all the time. You're just jealous because you can't come to the spa with me.
Maybe kind of.
What are your favorite self-care routines?
So I don't know if I have an actual routine. I guess maybe I have many that,
Okay.
you know, things that I do to make myself feel better.
Yes.
You know, I like to go to bed not too late, and maybe drink a cup of tea before I go to sleep. But more, I think I mentioned meditation before, and I try to really practice it. And also I'm very aware of communication. So how I communicate internally with myself, you know, things that I want to understand or that I want to make sense of. There is a kind of a whole dialogue that usually goes on in our head, and so to be attentive to thoughts and to how we frame our perceptions internally, and then to extend that to external relationships. So how I communicate with others. To be more mindful and to sort of through communication to build rather than to destroy, you know, because I think communication is one of the most important aspects of being human. We create everything by communicating, and we can either do damage or we can fix things just by using words and just by being in a different way, communicating verbally and non-verbally. So yeah, I try to keep up with just reminding myself about what is it that I'm trying to communicate here.
Yes, I agree with you. We have to remind ourselves every day.
Every day.
Every day. So what about you? What's your favorite self-care routine?
For me, spending time
Alone?
on my own. Yes.
Yes, on my own, yo.
Yes. So there was a time I was very sad. I was very sad and I think I was kind of depressed, but I'm not sure. So
Everyone does.
yes, but I don't want to admit that. Okay. So I shut myself off from everybody. Like I don't use any social media, and I don't communicate with my family. I just stay alone in my room. So it went on for like 2 months, and I realized something, that I need a communication.
Yes.
I need somebody to talk to, or maybe some existence of another human being. You know, so I needed that. I realized that I thought I want to be alone, and I'm gonna be very, very fine being alone, but actually it's not. I need a little bit of other people's existence too, like my siblings. So now when I get older, what I do when I'm sad or when I'm depressed or when I'm angry is that I take a few deep breaths and I stay alone or I go into the shower and sing, and I meet a friend, or I go talk to my sibling. Like I just hang around with them. I normally don't say anything to them. I don't open up, but I just like spending time with them. So that's how I do it. And when I want to open up, or when I want to share my emotions and my feelings with them, I do. Yes, that's how I do it.
But you know what? Just addicted to be alone. It's like kind of dangerous.
Yes.
Right? How do you think?
It is.
Right.
It is. Like you guys said, we are social beings. We need to be around people. I mean, of course, like there's going to be times when we need to be alone, of course, but most of the time when we're sad, we need that connection in order to get through.
Yes.
Yes.
What's your
Favorite self-care routine?
Yeah,
Okay, it's
I
like,
think I know.
okay, you know, when I feel like I'm feeling very tired, exhausted, I used to sing a lot loudly. Maybe the whole street can hear my singing, maybe. Yes, I think singing, music can heal my struggles. I love singing loudly.
I know, like every time I call you, like when I'm bored, because I, you know, sometimes talk to him.
Don't
like,
embarrass
I'm
me.
singing. What do you want? I'm like, okay. Alright.
Okay ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါခင်ဗျာဒီကနေ့မှာဆိုရင်တော့ဆိုတော့ဒီ self care နဲ့ mental well being နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အကြောင်းအရာတွေကိုEU1 ကနေ special guest တွေဖိတ်ခေါ်ရင်းနဲ့ဆွေးနွေးတင်ဆက်ပေးခဲ့တာဖြစ်ပါတယ်နောက်ရက်တွေမှာလည်းစိတ်ဝင်စားစရာကောင်းတဲ့အကြောင်းအရာမျိုးစုံကိုထပ်မံပြီးတင်ဆက်ပေးအောင်မှာမို့လို့ MI Radio နဲ့ season တင်ဆက်တဲ့ learning help program ကိုဆက်လက်ဆောင်မျိုးကြည့်ရှုနားဆင်ဖို့ဖိတ်ခေါ်ပါရစေခင်ဗျာဒါဆိုအားလုံးပဲတတာ
Bye.
MI Radio. Hear it. Feel it.